The Stanley Group N drivers moved to East London and its historic Grand Prix circuit for the third round of their National Championship Series. The time practice had been an exhausting affair with no quarter given or taken. Every trick in the book is used as hundredths of a second become the difference between pole position and third. At the end of it all, there was no doubt that BMW would be crowding the front row of the grid.
It's a very demanding circuit, and especially there's a few corners like Potters, Rifle and so on. You can't say the word, but you have to go for it all the way and give it 100%, and you get that lap that you say, look, I have to do it and go as fast as you can. And there I went flat out and made it to pole, but they only get one lap, and that's it. I just hope we can do that in the race.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very, very difficult. The BMs are a lot quicker than us. We just hope to be able to stay in the slipstream and get to them on the brakes. It's going to be difficult.
Robbie, third on the grid, Tony and Deon in front. What are your plans going to be?
I think to stick in behind Tony. Obviously, I'm right on him here in third position. He's moving in first. And hopefully squeeze Deon out on the outside and then stay with Tony for a while and push him from there. We'll just have to see how long the Firestones go and how long the Goodyears go this time.
Are there any team orders, or is this every man for himself?
No, this is the real thing. This is every man, boy. We're going to go for it.
With a real tyre war developing there, and Robbie Smith on a mission to beat the works BMWs. 51 cars in the field, split into two different races, and the first one up with the big guns, classes A, nice big field of 21 cars. Tony Viana in pole position gets away first, but Robbie Smith trying to get through on the inside. Deon Joubert on the far side of this famous straight, going up towards Potter's Pass, looking back from Viana's car. In behind him, he's now got Robbie Smith. It's Deon Joubert just behind them. Then come the pack of Opels as they go into the bumpy Potter's Pass. They go through there, they split into two separate races. A little bit further back, we got the Class D cars. In with Grant McCleary looking forward in the Opel pack. Alongside him is the Grant van Schalkwyk BMW and the junior team for BMW. They're through Potters now and heading along the fastest part of the circuit down to Rifle Bend before they head downhill, and you can see the difference 700 cc's make in that BMW, the speed of van Schalkwyk's car. Heavy braking left to the last minute down into Cocobana corner. It's Sylviana, it's Robbie Smith on his tail, and the Class D cars will be following in behind. It's the experienced Roddy Turner with Janelle de Villiers, the two Cape Townians, following each other around Cocobana. And now the race is starting to settle down. Robbie Smith now making the effort to pass Tony Viana in the entrance to the S's. He's done it. He nudges through in the inside, and the JSN BMW is in the front. Viana looking for an inside berth. He doesn't give up easily. He doesn't take time to recover. He sees a car coming past. He's right back in the hunt straight away. Deon Joubert sitting behind, got the best seat in the grounds at the moment, watching the big battle that's going on ahead of him. Just behind, from Cape Town, John Craig. Then Leon Marie in the Port Delta Opel is leading another pack of the Opels. There's Shawn Watson-Smith, Grant McCleary, and Kurt Elchin just behind them. And it's Tony Viana now going through in the inside as they come to Potters. And very brave drivers, not one of them is lifting as they go through there, and Smith has to give way there to Tony Viana. You can see the bumps on Potters. These are two very brave drivers looking back from Viana's car. Smith is making a comeback into the tight hairpin at Beacon Corner. He's looking for a way past. You can see they go onto the concrete there, using all the road, and it's still Tony Viana with Robbie Smith giving chase, and then Deon Joubert. Still John Craig and Liam Marie just behind them. And here comes the rest of them. It's Grant McCleary in the Herbie, Cliff and Sabat car. Then it's Shawn Watson-Smith, the two junior BMWs of Shawn van der Linde and Grant van Schalkwyk back onto Potters, and Smith has lost it. Robbie Smith has lost it in the most dangerous part of the circuit. There goes Deon Joubert, and he's lost it in a big way. That's his moment. He's very, very lucky to get away with it. The traffic just missed him as Joubert goes through. He loses a mirror on the way, and it's a heart-in-the-mouth experience there for Robbie Smith. Nothing daunted. He gets it sideways through Cocobana. And after all that hard work, he's now got to start it all over again. It's Viana in the front. There's Deon Joubert in second place, 1-2 for the works BMWs. Then the Opel pack coming just behind is John Craig, Leon Marie, Grant McCleary. We're in with McCleary now as they come around the sweep. They certainly are trying in these Opels as they come up to Beacon Corner. Still hard at it, absolutely flat out at 240 kilometers an hour as they go through Potters. And here's the 1600cc car still with Roddy Turner leading Janelle de Villiers. And then we've got Lindsay Stain, Neville Bartle and Steve Clark in the Ford. And we're back with the leaders, the BMW Works team riding 1 and 2 at the front. But oh, Tony Viona's missed a gear change. Deon Joubert flashes past him, and here comes Robbie Smith closing up in Viona, trying to sort out his gears as Deon Joubert goes into the lead. Robbie waves, thank you very much, Tony, I'm in second spot, and now he's got a chance. Joubert's in the front. A lucky break for him. There's Robbie Smith in second, and Viona's back in business, right on his tail and giving chase. As they come up to Beacon Corner on the last lap, he's going to try on the outside and then swoop through into the inside as Joubert goes wide. Is it going to work for him? No, it's not. He's left on the grass. Joubert cleverly keeps him out there. There's no traction on grass, and Joubert rips away to the front. Here they come to the line. Deon Joubert, Robbie Smith and JC and BMW and Tony Viona. Can you get it closer than that? And Deon Joubert, a nice lucky win for him, comes back to the BMW pit.
Yeah, I was a bit lucky, you know. Tony missed the gear and Robbie went off. That's why I wasn't really keeping up. Only because they were dicing with one another was I able to sort of keep in there. And I knew that if I stuck around long enough, somebody was going to make a mistake and I'd come second, or maybe, well, both of them made a mistake, so it was cool.
And with 30 cars entered in classes B, C and E, there's going to be a big traffic jam out there. Steve Wyndham in the 1600cc Toyota, hoping to beat the 2-litre Nissan of Nick de Waal.
Nick, how do your times look comparatively?
It looks good at the moment. We're standing on pole position on the first row of the grid. However, the Class C Toyota is right next to us, and it promises to be very exciting.
Steve, you think those Sentras are going to give you a hard time?
Yeah, definitely on this circuit. They got so much power. Being a 2-litre, we're only 1600. And there's a two of them. They're working together now in practice too. But I've got a good lap in now. This last one. So I'm on the front row next to Nick. So we'll just see how much one against two. But anyway, we'll have a good race.
You're going to give it stick?
For sure. Watch.
And fighting talk, that is so typical of the man. Other cars in the field, Zagram Reyes Golf GTR, there's Leon Odendaal's Fiat Uno Turbine there, and of course that horde of those 1400cc Class E cars. There's the front row. Nick de Waal in the front row, Brian Hoskins takes away the 5-second board. They watch the light change to green and spin it off the line. Nick de Waal's in the front. Wyndham's trying to squeeze in behind him as he moves across the road. He squeezes out Hannes Grobler in the second of the BP Centres. Behind them, they've got Schalkwyk. Brian Late's in there as well. There's Hannes going round the outside as they come to Potters. Nobody's lifting as they go through here, and the more powerful Centres have got away from the Toyota. It's Centres 1 and 2, Nick de Waal and Hannes Grobler. And look at this. Here's the Brat Pack, led by Mark Edwards, as they all go through Potters at about 160 k's, floorboards, and head along the top straight. Very late braking. And locking tyres, as you can see, into Cochabana. Wyndham's keeping station there. Odendaal and the Uno Turbo is thereabouts as well. Nick de Waal in the front and Hannes Grobler. And Paolo Franceschi goes straight on to the depot and back to his Linde. Just got nudged out of the way by that big pack. Still de Waal, those tyres right on the limit with Hannes Grobler, the two rally stars 1 and 2. But here comes Steve Wyndham and Odendaal and Schalkwyk. Brian Late's in there as well. Through Cox's corner and down through that sweep they go. Mark Edwards is leading the Safik Opel of Mike O'Sullivan. Shawn Truder, the man who had that terrible prang at Kyalami, he's trying to do it again. He lost it there as he goes through the sweep. Causes pandemonium behind him, and Devon Juby slips through, and so does his brother Gren. As they come out of Beacon Corner, it's Mark Edwards now. This is the man who won the championship last year. Then it's O'Sullivan, and right on their tail is Lawrence Boshoff, the former motorcyclist who went so well in the 750 class. It's left and right through the S's, lifting the wheels. All action from these 1400s. Put one wheel wrong and about 3 or 4 cars come past. Juby goes to the inside. Gary Murray from his London, his home track, is trying to take on one of the Truder boys and does it successfully. Not a favourite corner for the Truder family. That's Glenn Truder losing it there. And it's floorboards. You don't take a breath, you just carry on absolutely flat out. Slipstreaming here, rubbing a mirror there. On the last lap, just one corner to go. In with Steve Wyndham. He goes inside Hannes Grobler. His last desperate effort. Nick de Waal takes the wider line, sweeps across his bow. Wyndham's gone into second position. He's got Grobler behind him, and they're sprinting for the line. De Waal is going to get in the BP Centra. Wyndham is second in his 1600, and there comes Hannes Grobler in third spot. And in the 1400 class, Mike O'Sullivan pushes through to win from Lawrence Boshoff and Mark Edwards.
Well, it was a bit of a dicey move towards the end there. Myself and Hannes, I said to him going in the beginning, I wouldn't try and outbrake him. But the last lap, I said, right, there's my chance. And I dived him on the inside there, and we had a little bit of a coming together, and I managed to get through. But we're friends again, so it's okay.
Hannes, it's getting a bit rough out there.
Ja nee, ek sê Potters, ek ken glad nie die baan nie. Dis die eerste wat ek hier reis en op 200 km/h en 'n man dwars deur Potters gaan is nie so lekker nie. Maar ons het baie geniet. Ek dink dit was 'n baie goeie reisies geweest.
And time for the big guns once again in Class A. Robbie Smith now on the front row is going to be even more of a threat. But he's on the outside berth as they go towards Potter's Pass. Wait for the light. Deon Joubert in the front. Robbie Smith starts to edge forward. He catches his breath and he gets away. That's going to set him back away from the line there as they go away. This big field, it's Deon Joubert in the front. Robbie Smith trying to move over, but he's got a different kettle of fish here. Tony Viana's right in behind Deon Joubert as they go through Potters. He's not going to be able to go around the outside of him here. And that whole pack of Opels is holding station just behind them. It's Joubert. Viana safely through there. Onto the bumps of Potter's Pass. Along the top straight there, speeds up to 240 plus kilometers an hour. Down through Rifle, one of the fastest sections of the course. It's the Works BMWs in front. Very late braking, very late changing into the corner. As they power out of there, 1 or 2 go wide. Robbie Smith is holding station. He tried to shotgun onto them, and Tony Vaughan is making his move. There he is going through in the kink on the inside of Deon Joubert, and he's got him behind him, and Robbie Smith starting to be a threat. Into Cox's corner. Those big 6-cylinder engines, 2.7 litre, really hard at work. Behind, there's John Craig from Cape Town, Leon Marais, then the junior BMWs, and the rest of the cars. The 2 Capellas are in there as well. And Kurt Elchin, the bodyman, Opel from Port Elizabeth. Still, it is Tony Viana, Deon Joubert riding shotgun for him in this occasion. Then it is John Craig, Leon Marais, Shawn van der Linde, Grant McCleary, and Kurt Elchin. As they go through Potters, absolutely full bore. It's the 3 leading BMWs. Robbie Smith's going to start making his move now. He goes on the inside of Deon Joubert. It works for him. He's going to leave the braking very, very late. As they go down past the brake markers, they forget about him. Using all the braking they can get from the engine. He's in second spot now. He's got Joubert behind him. He's in the sandwich, and he's got Tony Viana. And he smells blood. He lost that first race after going off at Potters, and he doesn't mean to lose the second one. Here's the Class D cars. Roddy Turner doing funny things, lifting his wheel as he goes through Potter's Pass. De Villiers trying round the outside, not going to work for him as Turner just takes a tighter line and gets away. It's a slipstreaming exercise and just waiting for the man in front to make a mistake. Tony Viana ready to pounce at any moment. The Jason BMW of Robbie Smith behind the hard-working Viana, happiest when he's racing his BMs. Here's the Class D cars again, still Turner and Janelle de Villiers from Paul. No change in that order. They've been like this the whole afternoon behind. They've got Neville Bartle, Lindsay Stain, the Steve Clark in his Ford. They're all in there as well, and Don Cray from Cape Town. Here they come again. This is where he did last time to Deon Joubert. Is he going to try it with Viana? It's a different kettle of fish with Viana as he goes. Just listen how hard they work these cars into Cochabana. Oh, those engines are having a hard time, and those tires. Now he's diving on the inside. He's going to pick up a slipstream from the side of him. You can do this in a production car. That big wall of air is going past Robbie Smith's bonnet as he comes alongside his mirror, and he's going for it. He's right. He's well positioned. He goes inside the king. He's got Viana, pushes him out a wee bit there. Joubert holding station, just waiting for either of those drivers to make a mistake as he did in the first race. Round Coxon. Overworked tyres, overworked engines, and certainly hot and overworked drivers. Loving every minute of it. And this is going to be a fight to the finish. And just behind, there's Leo Marais in the Port Delta car. Behind him, he's got John Craig, and then it is Shawn van der Linde, Grant McCleary. We're in the final stages, and poor Leon Marais from leading has to return to the pits under his own power with a broken drive shaft. But Robbie Smith, no mistakes, comes home ahead of the Works BMs, Viana and Joubert. And here's van der Linde, out-accelerates McCleary to the line, the close finish. Well, with a quarter of the season gone, Deon Joubert certainly leads it, but Robbie Smith has tasted blood and is certainly going to be a threat for the rest of the season. First the Opel's John Craig, and Shawn Watson-Smith, first season in Class A, doing very well, 6th overall. And here's the 30 cars coming out for classes B, C and E, and the danger man for the Nissan team anyway is this car, Steve Wyndham in the 1600cc Toyota. Nick de Waal on pole position has got the advantage of this long straight, a bigger engine to get into Potter's Pass in first position. Normally 5 seconds between the red and the green as they spin away from the line. Wyndham on the front row. He's going to try and get in as he starts to move across in behind Nick de Waal. Hannes Robles trying to stay as close as he can to de Waal's boot. Is Wyndham going to be able to do it? He's bringing along Schalkwyk as well as they go to Potters. But Robles waiting for him this time as he goes through the inside. He's not letting him get through at all. And it's Nissan's 1 and 2. Then it's Wyndham. Then it's Schalkwyk, and the dealer team and Automark team are right on the tail. Brian Late is next. as that pack goes through, and there the 1400s hard at it again. That traffic jam. This time it's Mike O'Sullivan in the front with Mark Edwards on his tail. We're in with Lawrence Boshoff, the motorcyclist or former motorcyclist from Cape Town, and cheeky Shawn is gone through on the inside as well. They don't worry about those brake marks on the right. They leave it to the last moment. Suicide stuff. He tries to get through on the inside. It's still, does he give him a nudge? He just misses him there. It's still Sullivan. Mark Edwards. Tutor seems to have gone to the outside. Boshoff with that pink strip across his screen is in third spot. But the Tutor boys are there. So is Deon Joubert. This time the experienced Mike O'Sullivan, a lot of racing under his belt, is not going to let these youngsters get it at him at all. Here they come up to Beacon Hill. Very late braking here as they go through this hairpin corner. In with Boshoff as they come through. It's O'Sullivan. He's trying to get through on the inside of Edwards, but Edwards is picking up a toe there from Mike O'Sullivan. He tucks in behind him and he's going to tow him all the way to Potters. Then it is Lawrence Boshoff. Then it is Shawn Truder just behind them. Here they are coming up to Potters. They're doing 185 kilometers an hour, can you believe, for a 1400. Watch Edwards. He gets that take, gets in close behind him. The still air alongside him there, and he comes through and he's into the front. On the bumps there of Potters Pass, he does it. Here the leaders now in classes B and C, and it's still Nick de Waal, Hannes Grobler and Steve Windham, not having such an easy time in this race. Mark Edwards in the front. They've pushed Mike O'Sullivan to the back, and you can see the dented bonnet there on Shawn Truder's car. He's been in the wars. Not as bad as he's been in the past, but he's certainly there. And it's Hannes Grobler following Nick de Waal to the line. A 1-2 for the BP centrist. Then it's Steve Windham winning the 1600 class. And Edwards gets his win for the day ahead of Boshoff and Mike O'Sullivan in the Suffolk Opel. And then comes Truder.
We started the race with a third. Not quite where I wanted to finish. A little bit of an incident in the last corner that cost me the heat. We led it for the first 7 laps. But the second heat we came back and gave it a good one and won it.
And as you can see, Nick de Waal dominating in the centre in Class B. Steve Windham's going to be a hard man to beat in Class C, but Schalkwyk can certainly threat. And that's how close it is in D, with Roddy Turner and Janelle de Villiers, as you saw, fighting out. Mark Edwards, the champion, still leading Class E. And this program brought to you by Stanek.